Hey everybody, it's me Lisa and I'm back for another episode of In Vino Veritas. Today we are going to try a white wine. This is called Bailey Cellars. This is a quote classic white wine. It is from California. It does not say anywhere, nor could I find on the website, what is actually in this wine. So let's just take a little taste and see if we can figure it out. Okay, so we've got some really nice color on this wine, some nice legs. Yeah, really nice legs. Also, I got new wine glasses, so I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, whew, there's a lot of fruit in there. I'd say a lot of pear, a lot of apricot. Well, maybe not a lot of apricot, a little bit of apricot. So let's see how it tastes. Yeah, that's fruity, all right. So I would probably say that this is it's got some Pinot Grigio in it, because it definitely has that kind of light crispness of a Pinot Grigio, but also that fruitiness, and it definitely has some Chardonnay grape in it. Yeah, it's an interesting mix of that lightness that you get in a Grigio or a Sauvignon Blanc, but there's also that kind of buttery taste that you get with a Chardonnay. So I'm sure there's other stuff in here too, but those are ones that I would probably peg. This is one that I think you could eat it with a nice fish dish. It has enough of a Chardonnay flavor that you would be able to eat something really flavorful with this. You don't have to keep it light necessarily. So you could do like a big chicken, or something like a salmon, something with a lot of flavor, cream sauce, blah blah blah. So I'm going to get into this a little more, and then I'm going to come back and tell y'all a story. Okay, so I'm back, and I've had a little of this, and it's pretty light wine, so everybody enjoy. It's all good. It's a little on the sweet side, so just be prepared for that. Anyway, so today's story, we're going to talk about secrets. I don't think of myself as a secretive person, but I have on many occasions been someone that people tell secrets to. There was that time I worked in a restaurant, and after working there for about 2 weeks, one of the hostesses randomly blurted out to me that she thought she was pregnant, and she didn't know what she was going to do because she was only 19. Her boyfriend didn't know, and I couldn't tell anyone. Luckily, I didn't know her and didn't really care that much, and she quit that job like 2 weeks later. But yeah, so people often tell me things that I would not expect, and they trust me to keep their secrets. I also bartended for a few years back in my old heydays. And as we all know, bartenders are a wealth of information because people just say stuff. And when I say I bartended, I didn't bartend at some like cocktail drink slinging place that's like 4 people deep and I worked till 3 a.m. I worked in a restaurant bar at a steakhouse. So it was much more low key, and the clientele was a bit older. I made a lot of like gin and tonics, and martinis, and not a whole lot of, sex on the beaches or whatever it is kids are drinking. Like, I don't think I ever made an Irish car bomb because that wasn't the kind of bar I worked at. So anyway, one day this dude comes in, and he's kind of a regular. He doesn't come in all the time, but he comes in. I know his name. His name's Harry, and nice guy. Um, and he's friends with the dad of one of the waitresses who works there, and her name's Katie. So, and she and I are sort of friends. We're not super close, but we hang out sometimes, go have drinks, with our larger kind of circle of friends. But like her best friend is a girl that I hang out with quite a bit. So, anyway, this one day, Harry comes in, I give him his beer, and he's like chilling, and then suddenly he goes, "Hey, you want to know a secret?" And I'm a bartender, so I say, "Sure, go ahead." Because you never know what people are going to say. Also, it might be worth mentioning that our restaurant was like the closest bar to the local jail. So, yeah, I got to hear lots of crazy shit. Um, so, anyway, so Harry says to me, James is going to ask Katie to marry him. And James is obviously Katie's boyfriend. And I, like, that's a big secret. And that's about somebody that I know. Like, that's something that I actually care about. So, like, that's not something I should really know about, especially if I'm going to have to keep it a secret, because I asked him, like, when is he going to propose? Because if it's tomorrow, like, yeah, we're good. But no, he's going to propose on Valentine's Day. And that's, at this point, like 2 weeks away. And I'm going through my head, like, doing the math of how many days and all of that, and I'm just like, oh shit, she has no idea. And I can't tell anybody because I said I would keep it a secret. So I've taken the oath of bartenders that I will not tell your secret, and we all know that that's sacred, right? Like, your bartender doesn't call your wife and tell you that they just saw you with some chick. That's just the code. You just don't do that shit. And so over the next 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure I nearly gave myself an ulcer, keeping my mouth shut. Because I see Katie every single day, almost. Like, we work together. And there was one particular day when business was slow, and she was so excited that this guy was going to be home soon. He was in the military or something, and he was going to be home on leave and blah, blah, blah. And they were going to hang out, and he had a Valentine's Day planned for them, and she was so excited and in love and the whole thing. And so, we had a conversation, the usual chick shit, how long you been together, blah, 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 blah. And because I'm that girl, which means I have no shame, and I will push the envelope every chance I get because I need to know stuff. I look her straight in the face and I say, "Do you think he'll propose?" And I'm hoping that she'll just figure it out so that I can just exhale this secret and be like, okay, she knows. But no, she doesn't. And she says, "Oh no, he would never be that obvious." And then, of course, I have like another thing that I'm holding inside because I have sworn that I would. And because she actually said that's too corny for him. And I'm like, oh, maybe you don't know him as well as you think you do. But of course I can't say that because, you can only be so obvious before people figure shit out. So now I know that not only does she not know, she doesn't even suspect it. And so it's like twice as much pressure, or, maybe quadruple. And of the 3 or 4 women who are standing around in this circle, I could tell I am the only one that knows. So, fuck. So I start counting the days to Valentine's Day, and I have never been so invisibly involved in another person's business in my entire life. And I'm being crushed under the weight of fucking this guy and his casual secrets. Does he not like understand the code of the bartender? Like, tell me about your troubled marriage and your alcoholism and your illegitimate child. Do not tell me secrets about people that I know. That is a rule. So don't do that. Just keep that in mind for your current bartender secret keeper. Um, and you know, I was faithful to that secret almost until Valentine's Day. On February 13th, I cracked under the immense pressure. I could not take it anymore. And it was after my bartending shift, and we all used to go to this other bar after work, at a real bar, like a pub. And her good friend that I was friends with, I saw her there and I said, "Oh my gosh, I have to tell you something, and you can't hate me. I just can't hold it in any longer. It is killing me." And she gets a very concerned look on her face and she goes, "Oh my God, what? What's wrong?" And I tell her, I say, "Katie's gonna get married. He's gonna propose to her tomorrow, and you cannot tell anybody. And I'm so sorry that I'm breaking the secret, but I just couldn't hold it in any longer. I'm gonna explode." And her eyes get really big. Yeah, she's a bartender too, so she knows the code, but she also loves good gossip. And she clutches her pearls. Well, they're not real, like, whatever. And she says, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I said, "Because I promised to keep it a secret." And she asked me how long I know, and I said for a couple of weeks, and she was actually pretty amazed that I had kept it in that long, and also admonished me for not telling me sooner, because that's the kind of thing that Katie's best friend should know. But I was sworn to secrecy, and she understood that whole thing as well, and that's the bartender's code, and she knew it as well as I did. So yeah, secrets are funny things, and be careful what you tell your bartender, because you can only saddle them with so much responsibility. So anyway, that's the story for the week. Drink happy, drink often, and we'll see you next time.